Hi, boys and girls. It's Mr. Schaefer here. We have homework tonight, and this is my first try at this, so hopefully it goes okay and you guys are seeing this. Our homework tonight is in our student book, and it's on page 43 for the first part and page 43 for the second part. And if you scroll down, or I scroll down, to the bottom here, we have question number 2A that we're going to do first. And the question says, using a double number line to solve this problem, on Monday, Mr. Miles is out walking and running, and he ran a ninth, or walked a ninth, and he ran 7/8 of the trail. What fraction of the trail did Mr. Miles cover on Monday? And so the first thing you got to do is figure out how long do you want to make the trail. It starts at 0. And it doesn't matter how long the trail is, but we want to use numbers that are friendly with ninths and eighths. So you think multiples of 7 and 8, 9 and 8, sorry, 9 and 8 until you figure out one number that they both can take and break up into 9 parts or 8 parts. And so you do your multiples. I'm not going to write them all out. And you keep going, and you got 8, 16, 24, to make this pen a little bit thinner, and 32, and you keep going and going. And which do you think is the best number out of these? None of these so far, so you keep going and going, and you'll find that 72 is the number they both have in common first. So that's probably a good number to use for the trail length. And so your first job is to figure out 1/9 of 72. So we know from doing this in class, you've got to divide 72 into 9 equal parts, and that would be 8 kilometers, because we're going to go with kilometers on this. Super long trail for somebody to work out. 1/9 of 72 is, we're going to put 1/9 there, and that is 8 kilometers. That's the part he warmed up. And so I'm going to put an 8 here to signify he's traveled 8 on his warm-up. It's a long warm-up. And then the other part is 7/8 of the trail, which is a big part of the trail, and the sizes of these pieces are the same scale-wise, but I'm going to put 7/8 of the trail there. First thing you're going to have to do to figure out 7/8 is figure out 1/8 of 72, and that's 9. So then you need 7 of those. You need 7/8 of 72. So you're going to do 9 times the 7. So that's how much farther he's got to travel on that part of his run. So you stopped at 8, and now you're going to go all the way here, another 63. 63 plus the 8. Almost the end of the trail. It's 71 kilometers. Now the question is, if you look closely, is what fraction of the trail did Mr. Miles cover? So if he's at mile marker 71, I'm going to erase this so it shows up. He's at 71 out of 72. And there's our answer for the first one, A. Now on B, see what we were doing in one of the classes. The trail is a little bit different. We have 2/9 of the trail he walked, and then he ran for 6. So those denominators, 6 and 9, that's 6 parts of a trail and 9 parts. What number works best? This one actually has a few that are going to be easy for people to do. Most people are going to say 54, because 9 times 6 is 54, and that works. And 36 works, because 4 times 9 and 6 times 6. But I'm going to go with 18 kilometers, because the multiples of 6 and 9 will get there pretty quickly. 9 and 18, 6, 12, and 18. You can see they both have 18. Now the next step is to figure out what is 2/9 of the trail. So 1/9 of 18 is 2. So I'm going to put that up here. 1/9 equals 2. So 2/9 would be twice as big. So we're going to go 2/9. We're going to put that right here. And I'm going to actually move that back a bit. I'm going to put that here. 2/9 of the trail. And 1/9 is 2, so 2/9 would be 4. So we've gone 4 kilometers for that warm-up. And the second part that you have to do is the run that he did, which was 4/6 of the trail. And of course, you got to figure out what 1/6 of 18 is. 1/6 of 18 is going to be 18 divided by 6 is 3. So 4/6 will be 4 of those. 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 kilometers. So 4/6 of the trail, which is this part right here, we're going to 4/6 there. And we go another kilometer. So if we finish the warm-up at 4 plus 12 more, we end up at 16 kilometers. Now, what fraction of the trail did Mr. Wilson cover on Tuesday? He's at mile marker 16, so that's 16 out of 18. Now, I don't know if anybody wants to simplify this. I don't care today. Divide those both by 2 and get 8/9. So some of you might simplify that and say 8/9 of the trail, and that works too. If you did 54, it would also be equivalent. It would simplify to 8/9 of the trail. That's why it doesn't really matter how long your trail is, because it'll always simplify to the same fraction. Final one is a little different. You start at 0. Got to figure out how long to make your trail. It's got tenths and eighths. And the first number 10 and 8 have, if you do the multiples like I did on the other two, is 40. Not 8, 40. I like the smaller numbers better. They're easier to work with. So he does his workout, and his walk and run go together are 9/10. So you got to figure out what's 1/10 of 40. That's 4. So 1/10 is 40. I need 9 of them though. So 9 times 4 is 36. That's almost the whole thing, because 9/10 is a huge part of it. So that's his warm up. That's his run. He's done 9/10 of the course. He's tired probably. And now it says he walked 1/8 of the trail back. So this one's different because you're going to go back. And that fraction was 1/8. So our goal is to figure out how far back did he go. What is 1/8 of 40? So you take 40 divided by 8 is 5. You break it into 8 parts, you get 5 in each one. So I'm gonna put minus 5. So 36 is how far he walked. 1/8 back is 5 kilometers. Where do you end up? 35. Take away the 5 is 31 kilometers. And then remember, the final question is, what's the fraction of the trail? What fraction of the course was Mr. Miles from the beginning of the trail? So from here to here, what part did he kind of walk and then go back to? You're at 31, so it's 31 out of 40 in this case. And that's in simplified form. No matter if you did 40 or 80, it could come out to be 62 out of 80 if you used 80, or 31 out of 40. And that is my first try at this. Hopefully it works. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.